Bruh. Oh my goodness. Bruh, why is this Stephen from Django individual back in the media? Can someone tell me why this clown is back in the spotlight? And y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about RG3. I did a video on RG3 when he first said some goofiness about Angel Reese. Now, somehow, it's gotten worse, bruh. Because now he's trying to put up the veneer as if he's against racism while executing racism. And when I mean racism, I mean anti-black racism. That being said, we have to go back to how this even started. And it starts with a nothing burger. The reason why I say it's a nothing burger is because anyone with an intellectual IQ above room temperature who's not a part of the lineage of evil does not care about this, right? It's not controversial at all. And what I'm referring to is that NBA 2K26, the WNBA edition, has Angel Reese on the cover. I know, absolutely a nothing burger. Like I said, I know. But thanks to the ignorants out there, thanks to the racists, the lineage of evil, the white ignorants out there, they're losing their minds. And you know why they're losing their minds. Why? Because they always have to come from a place of victimhood. They're always victims. 2025 to 2028, you're going to hear nothing but more victim. And they're all saying, oh, why isn't Caitlin Clark on the cover? Oh, it's because you don't like white people. You don't want a white character on the cover. And it's just like, bro, what are we talking about, fam? What are we talking about? Like, do you understand how detached from reality you have to be? That your version of racism, think about this. Their version of racism is a white girl not on the cover. That's their version of racism. Our version of racism, hey, y'all wouldn't allow us to get property in certain areas. You wouldn't give us business loans. You, as far as, wouldn't allow us in certain communities, certain jobs, certain spaces. Yeah, like, what are we talking about? Y'all try to weaponize the police against us. Their version of racism, anti-white racism, doesn't exist, is, well, there's not a white person on the cover. Why isn't there a white person in the video game? Why isn't there a white character not in the movie? This is how you know that they have experienced nothing. They have experienced nothing. It is such a privilege that the biggest discomfort that you feel in modern time is that there's not a white person on the cover. Now, call me crazy. Aren't these the same people who are talking about meritocracy? Well, we have to stop with the DEI. We have to go off of your merits. That's what we have to go. And I don't care about the WNBA, okay? I don't. The only reason that people even care about it is because it's white girl versus black girl. That's the only reason why these low IQ ignorants even care about it. That being said, the little I know of Angel Reese, I believe between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, only one of them has an NCAA championship title. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I just don't understand. So you mean the person with the championship title is less qualified than the one without? Bro, someone make it make sense. Someone make it make sense. They just want to complain. And what they're doing now is that they made the cover and they turned her into a monkey. Oh, wow. Good one. Huh, you got us, right? You turned her into a monkey. And the funny part is, side note, it's crazy that they try to make black people monkey because all the features that a monkey has, we don't have. That's the comedy. We don't look like that. We don't have little small lips. They got little small lips. They look like that. You know how a monkey, I'm not going to go down the list of attributes and features, okay, that they seem to have in common with their ancestral, lineage. Nevertheless, they go to the monkey. It's nothing unique. It's nothing innovative. They're just, dumb, black person bad, white person good. Like I said, caveman, Neanderthal, freaking mindset.
Beta!
You have RG3 who does a tweet. Now, what the typical tweet should look like in response to this is that, hey, this is disgusting, this is appalling. I disavow anyone who is for this or who thinks this is a joke or yada yada. That's it. No, that's not what RG3 does. That's not what he does at all. Of course not, because he's Stephen from Django. What he does is says, hey, I disavow racism. Racism is never a good thing. One little line. And then he has a full-on paragraph trying to play victim. I know. I know this has nothing to do with him whatsoever. And he redirects the spotlight on him like a little girl. Like, look at me, pay attention to me, I'm a victim. And he talks about how Angel Reese shared a video that caused his family to get death threats. If you don't miss me with this nonsense, I'm sorry. Anyone that says that they receive death threats, you have to show them to me, bro. You don't have to show them to me. I get death threats, okay? Because I want y'all to understand there's a difference between death threats and credible death threats, okay? I get death threats all the time. Now, credible death threats are a different thing. If you got some credible death threats, by all means, send them my way. I'd like to take a look at them. But when it comes to death threats, hell, everybody gets death threats, bro. What do we like? Death threats ain't anything new in 2025. I'm just gonna let you know.
He's out of line, but he's right.
If you're talking and you have an opinion, you should expect a death threat to come your way, all right? Now, when you start talking about credible, like I said, I'll lend an ear to whatever you want to say. Absolutely 100%. But he tries to blame her for his death threats. Like, bro, listen, I've heard enough of him to know that she got nothing to do with you getting death threats, pimping. She got nothing to do with you getting death threats. And I don't even know what video he's referring to, because the only video that I'm aware of is a video where, I forgot his name, was lambasting him, was criticizing him. Like, yo, listen, you talking on, Angel Reese, and you know nothing about the community. You are detached from the community. You're essentially just a step and fetching, tap dancing minstrel show. That's all you are.
Damn.
And that's what he's doing right now. He's a minstrel show. He's crying victim, like he's been trained, like his wife. All right, it just is what it is. You have to look into account, where is he getting this training from? Now, unless he was raised by a woman, this is a very female tendency. So it's a very female tendency from a certain group of women. If it just is what it is, don't look at me. I'm not making it racial. I'm just making an observation. So for him to try and say, hey, that's bad, but look at me for a paragraph, and then he ends it with, well, racism is bad. But the cherry on top of this stupid sundae, and which is why I say all of this is disingenuous, right? All of this is just, it's just Stephen from Django, and that's why I frame him as such, is that he goes and then shares the picture that he says is horrible and disgusting and distasteful and racism. Bro, let me get this straight. If you're doing a video against, child abuse, right? Does that make sense to then share the child abuse that you're saying is bad and wicked and evil and shouldn't be shared? Huh? What are we talking about? We know what this fool is. Everybody knows what this fool is. The sooner RG3 and his family and his coon family goes to Mars, the better for the rest of the country. Like for the rest of the country, not even Black America, like for the rest of the country. Because this is foolishness, bro. This is absolute foolishness.
I miss you like a hog miss fly.
His existence, and this is the issue when it comes to politics in this country, is that when you have prominent figures, black figures like this, there's always a biscuit in their hand. There is always a paycheck that is prompting them and promoting them and encouraging them and incentivizing them to go against their own. Okay? That's always been the case, and it always will. It's a practice that started during slavery. What was it called? Mandatory manumission, and it's continued on.
Damn.
And as long as these Negroes care more about the dollar than their own existence, than their own, as far as, I guess their image, the optics, then that's what's going to happen. Okay? If it's all about me, then that's what's going to happen. You'll get more RG3s because they're like, hey, I got mine, you get yours. That is what's going to happen. And as long as that happens, I don't want to hear any complaints. As long as that's the type of culture that we want to promote or even look at. We shouldn't even be looking at this because it's detrimental to us. And if it's detrimental to us, it's going to be detrimental to the country. It just is what it is. But you have to understand this is foolishness. RG3 is a clown. He knows he's a clown. It's like the people who are trying to say, oh yeah, this is horrible, this is bad. But at the same time, they're giving money to the same causes that they say is bad. They're fork-tongued demons. That's what they are. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. That's what you have to understand. RG3 comes from a lineage of evil. That's what he comes from. I would argue his great-grandparents were slave owners. His great-great-grandparents were slave owners. He has probably a lineage of coonery and buck dancing. Okay? And if he doesn't, then shame on him, because his children are going to have a lineage of coonery. Because this is disgusting. This is absolutely vile what he is doing. And then trying to give the veneer, the cover, right? The cover of, well, I'm calling it out that it's a bad thing. You can miss me with this nonsense. Anyways, guys, that's a video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe Lucas, you're wrong, okay? RG3 is one of the good ones, all right? He tells the truth. He tells it like it is. Or if you don't believe, of course you would say that. Of course you would say that. Of course the lineage of evil would obviously support their minstrel puppet, okay? Of course you would. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Thursday through Saturday, disagreement day. You call in, we duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think, and subscribe. And that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. He has probably a lineage of coonery and buck dancing.